What's up, y'all? Welcome to D's Pod and Detox Podcast. Or simply put, D, me, your host, talks. Episode 8. Wow. We're at the end of season 1, or almost the end. After this, we have 2 more episodes, and then that's it for season 1. Then season 2 comes later on. I like kind of what I got going on for the podcast for the 10 episode seasons because I like talking about things, clearly, hence the title of the podcast. But I don't like just talking about things, you know. I like talking about things that I'm passionate about, that I feel well versed in. And, you know, in having 10 episodes, that allows me to provide kind of the value of the conversation, not really conversation, the monologue to you guys, and focus on kind of quality information over quantity, right? Because at first I was like, oh, well, I could do like 15 episodes in a season. Oh, bro, I really could do like 30, like some of these TV shows. But, bro, imagine 30 like episodes. I put a lot of thought into these scripts and these prompts and stuff before I start talking. So what I got going on is really good. Feels nice. But anyways, episode 8 today. And it's titled Do Something About It. Do something about it. Do something about it. Right? Before we get started, question of the day. Where's somewhere you've always wanted to go? It could be real or fiction. Let me know in the comments below, or not. Chef don't judge. But now let's get into the meat and taters. You don't like something in life? Do something about it. You don't like your situation? You don't like the way someone treated you? You know, your job environment? Do something about it. God gave us free will, free range. With that power that we've been given, what are we doing with it? Right? A lot of people talk about, you know, predestiny and stuff like that and the perfect world. But I won't get into detail about that because I already kind of did in a previous episode. Not as much detail as I could, but I do have some notes here for a season 2 episode where we'll talk more on kind of the perfect world and free will in general, right? And how it pertains to the Christian faith. Like I said, I like doing my research, so I'm doing my research and I'm getting my notes together to have a good conversation with y'all. But anyways, happiness is a choice, right? Choose to find joy. A lot of times we may feel like our happiness is dependent on kind of our world around us, right? I saw a TikTok and it was this kid and he went up to a teacher and he was like, "Hey, Mr. So-and-so, what's the word of the day?" And he said, "The same boiling water that makes, what do you say, a potato soft makes an egg hard. So don't let your situation dictate how you're going to be," right? Same thing flies here. Happiness is a choice. You're in that same boiling water, but are you going to be the potato or the egg? Your choice. You decide. Choose to find joy. Practice gratitude to see the good in everything. What you think, you become, and you reap where you sow. So if you're, again, talking about those roads, if you're continuously going down that negative road, you are continuously reaping in that that garden. And so you will harvest negative fruits. Go down the positive road, expand that highway, you are going to reap positive fruits, positive thinking, positive situations, right? And so you reap where you sow. If you focus on negative, you reap negative. Focus on joy, you sow into joy, you will reap joy and find joy in doing so. That's why it's a choice, because you choose your thinking patterns. You choose to continuously go down certain roads. And in that choice, you're choosing ultimately the life you live, right? If it's a good one with lots of joy and fulfillment, or if it's a bad one with lots of letdowns and, I don't know, just stuff that you don't find ideal, right? Moving on. Don't react to life, respond. Complaining does absolutely zero to any situation. And I talk about this a lot at work because it's so easy to just be like, "Oh, I hate this job. Oh, this whack," you know. But what does that do? You could say I hate this job as much as you want, but regardless, if you're scheduled for 8 hours, you're going to be here for 8 hours. So why won't you try and find some good? Have fun, joke around with your coworkers at work, try and take your mind off of your job, right? And then also remember that your job is a means to an end. Your whole life doesn't revolve around your job. If it does, you need to find some stuff to do when you leave your work because say you're working full time, 40 hours. There is way more than 40 hours in a week, right? Fill that time with stuff you find fulfilling. Don't fall victim to the whole I hate my job thing and then you just kind of revolve your life around work because when you're at work, you're dreading it. And when you're off work, you're kind of trying to numb yourself after work, be it, scrolling through social media all the time, going out to drink all the time, just laying around doing nothing. Fill that time doing nothing, scrolling, drinking, fill that time with stuff that you find fulfilling. And I promise you, your outlook on life will change. That's again how joy is a choice, right? Happiness is a choice. You choose your actions. Those actions will help dictate how you feel, right? Complaining does zero to any situation. Things don't go as planned. Okay. What can you do now to make something happen, right? Stop looking at what you don't have. Look at what you can do. Look at what you got, right? Dandelions. I like this analogy so much. Dandelions are known for growing wherever they are, right? The dandelion. They're weeds that present themselves as flowers. And they're pretty cool because they could be, the bright yellow flower or they can be the kind of white flower that we like to blow on, right? They're matched with undesirable environments all the time. They grow around other weeds. They grow around thorns. They grow in sidewalks, in, just gravel heaps, whatever. But the dandelion doesn't complain. The dandelion doesn't sit in the sidewalk and think, oh, this sidewalk sucks. I hate this sidewalk. I'm not going to grow because this sidewalk sucks, right? It doesn't see the thorns, the other weeds and think, oh, well, that weed's growing taller than I'll ever be, so why would I even try to grow? No. Dandelion doesn't focus on what can hinder it. It doesn't self-soothe to escape its reality. After a dandelion clocks out from work, it doesn't, try to escape, right? It responds. It grows anyways. Despite its conditions, it finds a way and it blooms. Be like a dandelion. Your situation at work may not be ideal, right? But you have a job. You have an occupation. It's paying you, right? So with that money, of course, take care of what's necessary, but use the rest of the money to do stuff that's fulfilling, right? Maybe you want to go on vacation. Start putting some money away. Time will pass. Either you will have the money at the end of that time because you're responsible with it and you put away a little at a time, or you won't, right? If your job doesn't pay much, find another job, maybe take some online classes, certifications, put away money for that. Time is going to pass, but it's up to you to decide what you do with that time in the meantime. If you just, sit around and self-soothe and not do anything about your situation, guess what? It's not going to change, right? And that sounds super hard, but that's the reality of life. If you're not doing anything about your situation, nothing's going to change. Same thing goes with your righteous steps being guided. If you're not stepping, God's not guiding. So you need to get moving. You need to make something happen, make something shake, right? If you're in thorns, if you're in a sidewalk, don't complain about being in the sidewalk. Grow anyways. Grow where you're planted, right? I talked about that in one of my shorts, right? Stop focusing on what you don't have and focusing on what hinders you and focus on what you do have and what can be, right? Be the dandelion. Be the dandelion in the sidewalk, the dandelion that's in the gravel that grows anyways. It still comes out, this beautiful yellow flower. And then when it's time, it's now that white thing that's able to spread its seeds, right? Grow regardless. Don't react to life, respond. Reacting is the whole emotional part. So that's the, oh, life sucks. Oh, you know. Responding is, this isn't ideal, but let me see what I could do about it, right? Do something about it. If life isn't ideal, do something about it. Just said that. I'm reading my notes now. That just came off the dome before I got to my notes. You're only limited by what you believe your limits to be. So if you give yourself these limits, you have these limiting beliefs, you're going to start living by them. You're going to start, like I said in the previous episode, accepting your situation. But we have free will again, given to us by God. We also have a world of opportunity, a world of resources, a world of chance. But if you're too busy complaining, if you're too busy not doing anything with all these resources, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. You will dehydrate. Your situation won't change. You won't change. But you have to be the one to change before your situation does. Right? Choose to see possibility over why nots. Oh, I can't go on vacation. I'll never be able to go on vacation. I only have like 20 extra bucks after my paycheck and everything's paid for. And I have groceries and stuff. So I'm going to use that 20 bucks to buy, candy and stuff I don't necessarily need. All right, do that. Enjoy your candy. Or put away 20 bucks for, say, 10 months, right? Say you get paid every 2 weeks. That's 40 bucks a month, 400 bucks at the end of 10 months. That's enough for a ticket somewhere, right? That's enough for a stay somewhere, right? So, again, it's all about how you use your resources. Do something about it, or don't do something about it, and then see where you're at when time flies, right? But ultimately, you have to do something about your situation, or else it's not going to change. Don't react, respond. And that's really all I have for today. Today was a really quick rant on just making some shake in life, right? Because sometimes all we need is that reminder that we're not limited. We just feel like we're limited, right? Our life now isn't all that it'll ever be. There's more to it, right? I may not like being in the sidewalk, but I can grow regardless. Dandelions do it, so why can't I? Right? I said something. I was spitting earlier too. What I say? My job isn't fantastic, but I have the choice to see joy, right? I have the choice to appreciate that I have a job, because I'd much rather be at this job that's undesired than not working and trying to make something work that way, right? And so, yeah, that's basically all I have for you guys today. Very quick, very to the point, very direct. For me, if I could go anywhere, it would be the Swiss Alps, right? A while ago, a friend had presented to me a movie called Howl's Moving Castle. And it was just this really beautiful setting, this beautiful environment of this place that you only see in dreams, right? It's lots of green grass, mountains, streams, and rivers, very beautiful. And then, come to find out, this place in this movie does exist. It was based off of the Swiss Alps out in Switzerland. So ever since I saw that, I was like, yeah, I gotta find a way to go out there and visit that place, because it's me, enjoying photography and just wanting to experience life. That's something that I feel like I really need to check out before I check out. Feel me? But yeah. So Swiss Alps for me. And I want to do it. I want to go. It's on my bucket list. So guess what? I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do something about it. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Do something about it. Enjoy life. You're not as limited as you believe you are. And trust the Lord. Ask him to guide your steps. Drink water. Go outside before it gets too cold. At this point, it might be too cold whenever this gets uploaded. But yeah, that's it. See you next episode.